Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A CloudFoundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Then we will see what actually Clipboard contains and how efficiently we have to use the clipboard. Clipboard contains data, right? That data will be stored on pages. You just assume that clipboard has a book. A book contains pages. On a page, you will have a data, right? Am I correct? Clipboard is like a book. A book contains pages. On each page, you will have some information or data, whatever you can say. Let me show you. I think I am wrong. And here pages. And again we have types of pages, like single page and page list. What is a single page and what is a page list? And again here, single page is like it holds a single record of information. Single record in essence of a particular one record. Like if you take any, I will show you. Actually that makes sense. If I load, I am switching to Dev Studio. Yesterday we have discussed it. We have three types of studios: App Studio, Dev Studio and Admin Studio. Now we are switching into Dev Studio. And inside Dev Studio, where you will be having a clipboard. Clipboard will be present on a footer here below. It will load. Now below you have a clipboard. This is a clipboard. This is a clipboard. If you click on here, the clipboard will open. Now see inside clipboard. These are all pages. These are all pages. And we have four types of pages. First thing is like in a high level overview, clipboard is having four types of pages: user pages, data pages, linked property pages, system pages. This is an interview question. Like, what are the types of pages in a clipboard? User pages, data pages, linked property pages, system pages. Now, first of all, we'll discuss regarding these types of pages. And then they'll go to single page and page list. What is an user pages? User pages contains information of your case. Case in the sense, whenever you create any case, it will create. Let us create a case first. Then we'll see. I'm launching a portal here. I'm creating an assistance request case. Yesterday we have created one case. See, that one came with A1. A1 is yesterday's case. Today let's get one more case. I'm saying that my vehicle has a flat tire. Continue. Customer. I was selecting one of the customer here. Continue. Street is some ABC. City is some. State is a QR. Identify vehicle. I was identifying my vehicle. Whatever the vehicle I was selecting, let's see. Model is something. The color is black. Model here is 2020. Let's see. It will take us some time, guys, because it's a cloud instance, right? Generally takes some time. See, I have created one case. Now the case ID is A02. Case ID02. It is in some status. This is having some status. Oh, I have logged in as author, right? I have created this case. Now let me open a clipboard from here. From here also you can open a clipboard. See below you have a gear icon. If you click on this gear icon, it will expand. Now the second. This pad icon is clipboard. If you open this clipboard, see the thread. See the thread. The thread which I am opening is like ANO02. If you click here, you have many threads here, right? These threads, you have to check whether you are in correct thread or not. Before you are checking the data, you have to check whether you are in correct thread or not. If you open, suppose if you open the clipboard from here, it will, by default, you will get this thread. Assistance request. This is there, right? You have opened this assistance request. See, there is the thread also. Assistance request is there, right? From where you are opening, that matters. You can open clipboard from anywhere. But if you open the clipboard from here, you have see, let me open the clipboard from here. I will close this clipboard. If you open the clipboard from here, but the default thread will be assistance request. See, the default thread is assistance request. Now, if you are looking for data of that case here, you will not get the data because the thread is different. You have to change the thread. You have to change the thread to your case. If you click here, the thread will change. You understand it till here, guys? Any questions? No, right? We can continue. You understand it? What is it? The thread is like the current context, like on which context you are present. Like, and also the data which you want is actually present in the context or not. You have to look into. If you are coming to your case level thread, then all your case related information will be present. If you are on some assistance, request that some other data will be present on clipboard. The pages inside the clipboard will differ. One question. Like how we can find out like this is our correct thread? No, every time you will see the clipboard for your case, related information only. If suppose you have created one more case, something like A03. If suppose see, let me tell you one thing. You have raised one complaint through Amazon customer care. You have called Amazon and you have raised one complaint. They will get some email. It like on complaint ID and all. Correct. Whenever you are actually following up on that complaint, you will call back the Amazon customer care after some 1 or 2 days. And you will say that your complaint ID or or else whatever you say, you will say like I have raised a complaint, a particular order, right? Order, you will say actually how they will fetch the details. They will fetch the details using your order ID or your complaint ID. They will search here. They will search your order or complaint ID because that is already created, right? They will search on their portal and they will fetch. That is a work of the customer representative, but as a developer, you need to look into the background. How actually the data is getting stored, how efficiently we are storing that data, right? Those things where you will find on a clipboard on that particular thread, that dimension on that case thread. This is a case. This is a case ID. For this case, you need to look into means. You have to keep this particular thread. Those are two. Every time 99% of the time, you will keep your case thread only. Whatever the case, you are looking into that thread. You will keep. Got. And also how people will say you to directly open this case and click on the clipboard here. By default, you will be opening with this case. Whatever the case that is present, that one you will open from here. If you open the clipboard from Developer Studio from here, then you have to change the thread. It will open the current this page thread. If you open the clipboard from the portal here, then it will open the case thread. Now let me tell you the types of pages. User pages, data pages, link property pages, system pages, user pages. User pages contains your case related information. The definition, let me write it down and I will justify it. What is the data you have entered? What is the data you have entered? What is the clipboard definition? That is an interface, right? You have entered few information, right? A, B, C, B, Q are some details you have entered on your UI screen. Now that has to be present on a clipboard, right? Because this is an interface between your screen and database. Whatever you are entering on your screen, that has to be present on your clipboard. I have entered some few details on screen. And where you can see those details, those are case related details, right? That particular case. The case ID is this one, ALO2. Now those details will be present under user pages. If you expand the user pages, this is an expand icon, the plus icon. It will show all the embedded pages. These are all inside pages. Now your case. Related information for any application for any case will be present on PY work page. PY work page is a primary page. Inside user pages, you have one page. You have one page will be present. Let's see. You have to see the case. You have to see the case related information. This is all case sensitive. First P small, second P is a capital, and second P are capital. PY work page contains all case related information. PY work page contains your case related information. Where PY work page is present. PY work page is present inside your user pages. If I expand this user pages, you have this PY work page. If you click on this PY work page, you can see who has created it. Author has created. Author in the sense who has. I have logged in as author, right? I have created it. The author. You can see many details here. I will explain you what properties indicate what things. Now you have entered some vehicle details, right? Make, model and all. Correct. Have you observed that thing? We have entered vehicle details like make, model and all. We have entered the address details right, like some state, street name and all. Have you observed that one? In our case, when I am doing, let me show you. No, I didn't observe that. You didn't observe that. Let me vent. Let me create one more case. Whenever you are creating a case, you are entering some details right here. See, I am entering. I have a flat tail. Account I was choosing. These details I was giving on screen means these details must present on. See, here I am entering some street name. City, I was entering as 1, 2, 3. State, I was entering as something. And B. Some details I was entering, some random details. Clicking on continue, I was selecting make. Make, I was selecting. Model, I was selecting. Color, I was selecting as black. Model year, I was selecting as 2020. These details are case-related information. A particular person has called the customer care and they're creating their own case. Like their vehicle has got some problem. They're creating one case. You understand what we are doing here? Any questions, guys? Do let me know if you have any questions because we'll slow down. If you have any questions. What we are doing here? One person has called us. Let's assume ours is an assistance company. Like which actually will provide a roadside assistance. What we are doing here? One person has called us and he is telling that my aid and vehicle has got broken down at some location and all. We are taking the details from him. See, we're taking the details to get trust where we need to provide the service. We're asking the customer information. What is his name? What is his details and all? And we're identifying the issue. See what is the issue to happen with him. You understand what we're doing now. Just to clear out, on the first page, when you click on identify issue, from where this drop down, those things. I'll tell you how we should configure, how the values are getting. Is this a demo application which you personally have created, or this is a backup provided for every student edition, whoever launching from this cloud version. From here, just now, you have launched it right. Like for you also, the same application will be there. For the study purpose, Pega has provided this application. Now here, what I'm doing, I was creating a case in this. The customer has called me for a customer. I was providing an assistance. If I create a case, see here you observe the case ID. Here it's a Honda Zoo to LO3. It means I have created one more case. Now if I open a clipboard, see, I was in the threat of 100. Sorry, that was a 3. Now, that 3 is one particular case. Case in the sense a particular request or something you can understand. Like you can understand it is an order ID, or in Pega we will call it as a case ID. It's a case ID. Now what user pages contains? User pages contains your case related information. Whatever the case you have opened here, that related information you will see on user pages. Where you can see on user pages, on a PLA work page. If you click on POA work page, you can see a few details like who has created this one, who has updated this one, and all you can see. And you have entered some vehicle details, right, on screen. Some vehicle, model vehicle, make street name, those things you have entered right. If you expand this POA work page, there is an expand button here. Click on expand. You have some pages inside PLA work page. You can see the vehicle information here. If you click on vehicle information, see what are the details I have entered on screen. Those details you can see on clipboard. Got some clarity now. See, we are in user pages. User pages contains your case related information. Now inside user pages, you have Pega work page. Pega work page is a primary page. Like this is a main page which will be most of the times will be referring. Inside Pega work page, you have one more page called vehicle information. See the context here. Pega work page at vehicle information. Inside Pega work page, you have one more page called vehicle information. On vehicle information page, you have these details. What is the color? These things are the data which the user has entered. Like these things are the data which actually customer representative has entered on the screen. That data we are looking on a clipboard. As a developer, we have to know right how actually the data is getting stored. Does it mean if any application related to customer is built? We need to link like this, or we need to go and search for that front end data in this clipboard page. See, suppose what is happening. As a manager, you have to see how many vehicles you have serviced for this week. Like how many vehicles serviced in this and how many cases got created. And you have to see like how many, like you have to see the case ID. You have to see the vehicle color, vehicle make and vehicle model, 4 columns. You understand what I'm trying to say. As a manager, you want to see how many cases got created and what is the make of that particular car and what is the model of a particular car. And then let's suppose think that one of the column is getting empty. Empty in the sense the color column is getting blank. What does that mean? The color is not getting stored in a database. Suppose they have raised that defect. You have to first come and check on a clipboard whether the color is getting stored or not. If it is not storing on a clipboard, it will not store on a database. Because why? Because a clipboard acts as an interface, right? If the data which you are entering on screen, that will be first present on a clipboard, and from clipboard it will be stored into database. If the data is not present on clipboard itself, it will not store on a database. You understand what I'm trying to say? Got any questions? Do let me know. I got it. Shall we continue? Shall we continue? You understand what is the user pages. User pages contains your case related info. If you have opened any other case, like if you have opened a Windows tool. Now inside user pages, you will get the data of EAL2. You understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, whenever we want to debug anything like any bug, we need to go into the PI work page first, right? Correct? PI work page first. And then we have to see whenever you are working on your application, you will get to know right how to like what application you are working on, how the data is getting stored. You have to check on a clipboard that it would be very easy for you to debug. PY work page. PY work page is a primary page inside your user pages. What is a user pages? They will ask you in an interview. You can say, the user pages contains your case related information. Whatever the case, you are opening as a thread that particular case related information. User pages contains an information of that particular case which you are opening. If suppose I have opened A100, that particular case related information will be present in user pages. Any questions till now? Then we will go to the next one. Pages. Data pages and linked property pages. We will discuss later on, like in coming sessions, whenever we discuss the concept of data pages and all we will discuss regarding these two pages. Data pages and linked property pages. We will not discuss now. We will discuss in coming sessions. I have one question on that user pages. What are the other pages which I can see? That's what I can see. That's what I can see. These other pages are Pega internal processing pages. These pages which was created right D and R square, PZ and all. These are Pega internal processing pages. These are all not related to our case. Actually, these are related to our case only. But these are all not. Actually, we are least bothered about these pages. Like, these are the pages which were created by Pega for the internal processing. We will not use these pages. If any issue is there in terms of data mismatch or in terms of data loss, we just need to think about this like PY work page only and just go and cross-checking that page. Right, stop others. Usually, that will be not the case where we will be able to find anything from this internal pages. No need to go. No need to go and check. We will be checking on PBA work page and yep inside pages also. We need to take care of embedded pages also. You understand? Next one is system pages. What is system pages? System pages contains your system related information. System related information means who is the operator logged in and also on what node. Node in the sense on what server the system is actually hosted. And like all the background processing details, you will check on system pages. If you expand the system pages, you see there is an operator, ID. If you click on this operator ID, I have logged in as author, right? See update, operator is author. You can see all the system related information. System related information is all the server details, all the security details. You can see. Let me open an EPs. Page security snapshot. These are all. Some encoded values will be there. These are all also will not use. But just for interview purpose, you have to check, like they might ask you. Where you can find something called DB tracer trace settings. And while you can say like it will be present under system pages. It will be present under system pages. System pages are for system pages. This holds the data of system. Like it will hold the data of your. These things like DB information server information operator IDs. Those things it will hold. You understand it. You can able to see some properties that let me show you. Session context. You couldn't find much details. But in a real-time application, you can get all those details. And this is some URL which you have logged in now. See, this is a URL. URL in essence. This is some kind of server. PHP's response servers. You might explain these things also. You understand it? The basic idea of system pages. System pages holds an information of your Pega system on which server it has hosted. Whoever the operator has logged in. We can't change anything from these pages. We can just, no, you can change. You can't change anything. These are all read-only pages. You can just extract the data. Like there might be any admin team. They might ask you on what server they have hosted and not. For Pega maintenance, you have got hosted on the top right corner. As I can see, edit refresh, edit option. This edit is for debugging purpose. If you edit on a clipboard, it will not change on database. This is for our local internal process purpose and debugging. I will tell you. What is this edit? Whenever we are configuring, I'll tell you. You understand it. Host, you can find some details with here. Main purpose of this pages is what we can say like if some sort of customer data is missing, just can make sure that whether the system. No system pages is not related to any customer data and all system pages is only the above one user page. User pages is related to your case. That is like whenever some data is missing or whenever you need to be bugged, you will use the user pages only. System pages holds your application related information. Like application in the sense, what is the server on it on which it is hosting, like whoever the operator has logged in. Those details this user pages contains, like not user pages. Those details the system pages contains. Got it? System pages. You can only read the data like read. In the sense you cannot modify anything. You can just extract the data if you want to show in any report or any email. You can use this information. Most of the time, no one will change all these things. 99% they will. No one will change all these URLs and all. It will be coming from the instance itself. The Pega will provide you the instance. Right instance in the sense one in the environment. You understand system? If someone asks what is the system pages contains a data related to your application in the sense on which server it has hosted, who is a logged in operator, other security details. Those will happen. What will happen if we click on the hyperlink? Let's say any like this. These are all properties. We'll discuss if you click on this one. This one will open the property in the back property rule. It will open here in the sense in the designer studio here. It will try to open. Any questions till now? System basis and user basis. You can see. If you click on operator ID page, you can see. See, this is my requester. Right. The requesters, whoever the operators have logged in, all those operators are called requesters. And all those operators will be having a requester ID. Suppose to the same application. If she has logged in and I have logged in and some other person has logged in, 3 operators will be having 3 different requester IDs. Requester IDs is nothing but something like unique ID. For each and every operator, the server will listen to you. These things you will not change. You cannot modify this requester ID in the background at all. But just I'm telling you. Any questions till now? Can we move forward? Let's move forward. Like before, the next thing. What we have thought of discussing today is like creating a rule, right? How to create a rule creation. We'll discuss regarding one thing like PX, PY and PZ. You might observe there are few things like PX, PY and PZ. See, few properties are PZ properties. PZ requester ID PZ original instance key. There are few PZ properties. If you see here application, there are some PY properties. PY rule, start PI skin type, PI properties. And there are some PX. There will be some PX properties also. See PX actors count. PSEX assumptions count. You understand? PY and PZ. Now let me tell you what is the difference between PX, PY and PZ. PX properties are only read properties. Read means whatever the data is present on that property, you can only read that property. It means you cannot modify that information. You understand? If you take this property, PX commit date time. PX commit date, you cannot change this property. PX properties you cannot modify. One question. This properties comes under only system pages or it will come under all the pages. If you see the user page, I will tell you. If you click on this vehicle, suppose you have clicked on customer ID. Account ID is one property. Account ID is the property which we have created. There is no PX, PY, PZ in the starting. See here you have some PX properties. These are all PGA given properties. Define the properties and this is used to define. This one, you can create any property. See, property is like in actually Java and all you will create a variable site, right? Like into serial number or into name or string name. You will create. Properties are the holders, which will hold an information. If you want to create a property, you can create it. I'll show you in a rule creation is there in the concept which are we going to discuss rule creation. I'll show you how to create a property. But before creating those things, we have to know about PX, PY and PZ. What is a P? PSEX is like we can only read the information, read information. Read info that is present on a property. Suppose you have PX create data. You cannot change this create data. You can only read that information. You understand what I'm trying to say. We have some PID. See, this is PQD. This is PY global identifier, global unique identifier. Backlight is there. This one you can write. Write and read. Write in the sense you can modify this one. How to modify, I'll tell you. But you can understand, like PY is, like you can both read and write. Write in the sense in modification. PIDs, you can both read and write. Read and write. I'll tell you how to manipulate the data. We have a data manipulation concept. There I'll tell you how to modify data on clipboard. But you understand that PY properties are like we can read and write. There are many PI properties. You can find a PY work page. PY label will be there. See, these are all PX properties. You cannot change these things. You cannot change these things. PX is create operator. Who has created this case? I have created it. You cannot change this thing. Like you cannot manipulate the data here in these properties. You see you have some P, Y properties, peer IDs. PA is our case ID, PY. These things, these P, Y properties you can change. Change in the sense you can read and you can write. And you have PZ properties. CP. PZ properties are like the properties used for Pega internal processing. EP internal processing in the sense if you can use, you can also use. But those are all for Pega processing. Pega platform is there yet for Pega internal processing. This is also read-only. Read but use it by Pega. You understand? Pega platform or Pega rule engine, you can say. It is used by Pega rule engine. Any questions here? PY and PZ. These are Pega internal properties. Each property, if suppose the property is starting with PX, you can only read the data that is present inside the property. If it is P, Y, you can both read and write. Read and write in the sense you can read and you can modify the data. PZ properties are like you can read, but it is used by Pega rule engine. Any questions? PX and PZ is almost same, right? And PX, you can only read. We can only read. You can see here, right? There are many PZ like D underscore PZ. D underscore means it's data pages, but you can see it starting with PZ, right? These are all used by Pega internal processing. Will not much use this in Pega, the n-square mashup channel. These are all Pega internal processing things. Whenever it starts with PZ, you have to think that this is a Pega. These properties are used by Pega, the system. Till now, is it clear? What we have discussed today? We have discussed regarding user pages. Like what is an user pages? User pages contains your case-related information. Where it will present? It will be present on PVLA work page. Primary pages POA work page. Remember this one. You will be using this one in your day-to-day life. Work page. And inside POA work page also you can find some data that is related to your case. Case in the sense, whatever the case you are opening based on the thread, if you change the thread, this thread will not have PVLA work page. If you see here, there is no PVLA work page here. PVLA work page will only be present for your case. PVLA work page will only present for your case. See here, you will have the PVLA work page. This one. And system pages. System pages are used by Pega application for the internal purpose. Like it holds the data of the Pega application. Like it holds the data of operators. It holds the data of your servers, the node details, the security snapshots, and all it will hold. System pages contains the data related to the system, not the data related to your case. You understand the difference, right? What is the case related information and what system related information? Any questions still now? We will see property creation and we will end up today. It's very simple. I will show you. Here we have records, right? We are in recent step now. Here we have records. If you click on records, these are all rule categories. Everything in Pega is a rule. This is a rule categories. Here you can see under data model, you have property. If you click on this property, it will open instance of properties. Instance in the sense all the properties of the system. All the properties of an application. See, city is there. P-wave properties are there. Normal properties are there. PX properties are there. Pix properties also. You can find it here. All the properties you can actually see on these property instances. Now, if you want to create one property, then you can actually see on these property. You have to click on this create. You just give a label. Suppose you are working for any government application. You want to create a property to hold an other number, other card number. You can use that thing. Other number, and applies to is there. This one I will tell you in next session, the class. What is the class in beta? We'll discuss in the next session. For now, I was giving this primary class work class. Work, this is called work class hyphen. Work is there. It's a work class. I'm creating one application, like one property. Just a quick ask. Are these classes remain same or as per the application, these classes will be varied. Whatever application is, class will change. This is our Go Road application. The class is something Go Road. If you take something like Bank of America, it actually starts with the B of Bank of America. Like that. Based on an organization. First Go is an organization. If you take something like Bank of Monitor, it will start with PMO. And next is application name. Go Road is application name. Like if you are using something like online order, then how it will be Amazon-online order-like that work. Based on an organization and application. These classes will change. I will tell you what is in detail about classes in the next sessions. You have to provide a class to every rule. This is a property rule which we have created is a property rule. Everything is a rules in a Pega. This is a property rule you have created. The property name is other. Generally, other is very long digits, right? Like a very long number, right? Generally, you will keep it as a text. You can change this one. You can click on here, change. You see, there are many properties here. Date is there. Double integer, password, text encrypted, true or false. Like true or false is nothing but checkbox or radio buttons. Radio buttons, you know, right? Checkbox and video buttons. See based on your requirement. Suppose you are creating a property called something like city. City is nothing but a text, right? You will keep it to the text. If you are creating something like an amount, some kind of amount, like some kind of transaction amount is a number side. You can keep it as a text. You can keep it as a double or decimal. Decimal you can keep. You understand? Suppose you are selecting like you are choosing like in an online order. You are actually selecting a number of items to be added to a cart. Like 2 items, 3 items. That is an integer. Add like 2.2 items, 2.3 items. You cannot choose like that, right? Whenever you are adding something to your cart, that is an integer. Based on your requirement, you have to choose your property type. These things are there, right? Single page list. We'll discuss in coming sessions. Don't worry. First of all, let's say about single value. Single value. If you are choosing your birthday date, then it will be the date type property. It will hold date information. You understand what I'm trying to say? Properties are nothing but these things. Where you are seeing on clipboard, right? These are all properties we are discussing, right? Clipboard is like a book. Inside book you have pages. Pages hold information on properties. Properties contains the data. Every page will be having a property. Each property will be holding one kind of data. Suppose if you see on PVLI work page, PX application is a property which holds GoGo road value. PX in essence, this is a Pega inbuilt property, which you can only read. Whatever you have mentioned earlier. That is for the user-defined properties, right? For example, account ID and then it's an integer value. These things you're talking about. These are all the properties which are specific to your application. Got it? It's kind of like a value. Suppose you are working. Correct. PB and PZ properties are only will be coming from the out-of-the-box Pega platform. Like out of the box, those properties will be present on every Pega platform. Like whatever the Pega platform, you have all those things you will be having. Is it fine? Like what we are discussing. Any questions still? Whatever property. Now if we are creating that property, we can see under the user page in P. Y. Correct. Right? That will not come under the system page, right? That will not come under the system page. These are all properties which we are creating will be related to our PVA work page only. That is a user pages. Other, we have created it. This other, we have to refer somewhere on screen. Like somewhere on UI, you have to refer. If suppose the user enters the data, then that data for another property will come under clipboard here. You understand? We will go step by step. No worries. Like what you have, understand how to create a property, right? How to create a property, how to open this property instance. You can click on create. It will open up. It will open a property rule form like create rule form. If I again click on create. See, initially it was new. It is asked by create property. Property record config. You have to give some label, whatever the label you want. You can choose the applies to class. You have to choose. And you have to click on create and open. It will create that property. After creation of property, you have an ability to change this one. Like change the text or integer or decimal. You have a change icon here. Once you have changed that one, once you click on save, you cannot modify this one again. If you want to modify, you have to delete and recreate it. Then only you are able to modify the property type. Once you have saved, you are unable to modify the property type. Any questions till now? Property creation. Then tomorrow we will be discussing regarding these things. Single page and page list. What is the page list? Then tomorrow we will be discussing the types of properties. Like text, date, time, integer, decimal, you saw it. Or shall I need to show one more time? I am creating a test property. Today we have solved these property types. These are very simple. If you want to hold any date information, you keep this one as date. If you want to hold any decimal, decimal. These are all very basic. Tomorrow we will be discussing again page type properties. What is single page and page list? First we will discuss single page and page list. These two are most frequently we will use. Single page and page list. Tomorrow we will see single page and page list. And if time is there, if time permits, then we will see data manipulation. How to manipulate data on clipboard? Is this fine? Perfectly fine. Tomorrow. See, today we have just saw how to create a. Similarly, you can create whatever the rule you want. I will show you in data manipulation. How to create a data transform and activity. We have two other rules called data transform. The common activity. These two are the rules which we will come under data manipulation. How to create these rules? I will show you. Like you can see today, like it is also present under data model. Actually, how long it will take to come that launch thing, because I opened it earlier before this session started. It will take just 2 to 3 minutes. Oh, but it's like almost an hour for me. It's a login. You have to click on login. But before login, we need to click on the launch, right? It will. You click on login. You click on login. You can share your screen. Let's connect tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.